and welcome back to Wall Calendar Help video. In this video we'll see how to edit text and colors in Adobe InDesign and see how to place your own images in the template. Okay, let's start with opening the InDesign file. Oops. Before we start the editing, I want to point out to the layers panel where the first two layer groups are technical information for your template. They are created for purposes of editing the template. Here in the info box you can find the technical information about this file, and when it comes to the print info you can see where different elements of the template are, like where is the save text area, where is the cut line, where is the bleed, so you'll know when you edit the graphic elements or the text elements in this template, you'll know where to place them. These two, like I said, were made to help you and assist you with editing the template. You can turn them off or delete them if you don't need these two. Okay, now next panel, let's talk about the links panel. Links panel basically gives you all the linked images to this template, and you can find these linked images in the original template folders of logo and images. And I'm going to show you later on how to place your own images and how to place your own logos. It's the same process. I have been using the vector file for logos. Of course you can change that and place your own raster images. And finally, let's talk about the pages panel. If you've never worked with InDesign before, you can see two different sizes of pages panel. In the top part you have something that's called master pages. The whole point of master pages is that you can place all the elements that are going to be repeated throughout the design on the master page, and then all you have to do is apply those elements on the pages that will be printed. So when you export your PDF, you will be exporting the pages from the original pages, not the master pages. So let me show you how that works. In this example, we have the winter master page applied. Now let's say we want to apply some other master page. We can go to right click on the page, apply master to pages, and then here we can select what we want to apply. So now I've applied the spring, and I can do that over and over again. The great thing about master pages is if you want to experiment with the design, you can create your own master page, place your elements there, and see how it works without having to double the pages or having to go through saving all the different template versions of it. So this is a very fast and economical way of doing this. Now, like I said, on the master pages you have the elements that are going to be repeated throughout the template. So in the example of the pages of the template or the calendar months, we'll have the logo and the info file being repeated over and over again. Cover page is blank. Cover master page is blank. So because we only have one page, so we don't have to create this for multiple pages. Okay, now let's start with editing the colors. When it comes to editing the colors, you can select different elements. Let's say this is the element I want to change, and double click here, play with the color space view or add your own values here. Press OK, and once you're done, you've changed the color. Now that's great and fine when it comes to editing just one page, but when it comes to the calendars, we have a lot of pages here. We have a lot of different colors. We have a lot of different variations. So it's going to take it would take a while to do that manually. So we're going to utilize the swatches panel. If you don't see the swatches panel, go to Window, Color, Swatches. And now we're going to change the elements we want from this swatches panel. Now in this example we have 4 different color variations that correspond with different seasons. In other templates like the red one or the violet one, you only have one color, so that's the main difference. You won't be having 4 different master pages for the calendar. You'll only have 1, but the principle is the same. So we want to change, let's say we want to change this blue and we want to change it to magenta. Double click on the color you wish to change, and then simply add your own values here, or you can play with the sliders, make this darker, or select any color until you get the color you want. Make sure the preview button is checked so you can see the changes in real time. The great thing about this method of changing the color scheme is that it's not only going to change the graphic elements. If that color is connected to one of the fonts, it's going to change the fonts too. So let's say we want to change this yellow font and make it white. We can do that again by double clicking on the color and simply changing the color of that we want to change at our own values, and we have all the changes here. Another great thing is that it's going to apply to the entire template. So everywhere where you had that blue color, now you have this magenta, and everywhere you had this yellow for text, you're gonna have the white color. Okay, now that was pretty easy. Now let's talk about editing the text. For that, I'm going to go to the master page, and here we have the corporate info text. Now I'm just going to make a small change here. Let's say this is how I've pasted my text. The basic premise is double click on the text frame, and then you can either paste or type in your own values here. So now that I've done that, this would be something like if you have just pasted this into your into this text folder. The best way of editing this particular text folder is opening the paragraph styles and utilizing the paragraph styles. So once we open the paragraph styles, if you don't see them, go to Window, Styles, and then Paragraph Styles. We have different styles for the calendar, small calendars, and cover. So let's see, in the calendar, we have the corporate info title and the corporate info copy. Well, that's basically the text and the titles above this information. So how do we make things right again? Well, it's fairly simple. Make sure you have selected the text frame. And once the text frame was selected, go to right click on the corporate info title, go to apply corporate info title, then the next style, either clear overrides if there are overrides. If there are no additional styles here, you're gonna just have this one, and once you do, voila, we have everything that was set up here working again. Okay, like I said, editing the text, double clicking on the text frame, and then just copy and paste your information or type in your information. When it comes to editing the text properties, we can either open the character panel, go to Window, type in Tables, Character, and then once we click on this text frame, we can change font elements, and we can change the font family, We can change the font style. Just find something that has. Okay, we can change the font style. We can change the size, kerning, leading, etc. Again, this is a good thing if you're changing one element, but the best way to edit the text is through paragraph styles. So let's get this back to the way it was. Again, let's go to 2017 calendar, corporate info title, right click on it, apply corporate info title, then next style. And once you apply it, everything is set back the way it was. Now if you want to edit this text, let's say we want to change the family, just double click, make sure you haven't selected any of the text. Double click on the paragraph style you want to change. Make sure the preview button is selected. And here in basic character formats, we can edit the font. So let's make this different. Okay, we're gonna make it bold italic. I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger. Then when it comes to indents and spacing, we can change whether the alignment is in the middle, on the left, right. And finally, when it comes to the character color, we can choose the colors we want to utilize and change throughout this design. So we do, instead of editing 10 or 12 pages, we can edit these elements through the paragraph styles, and they're going to apply through the entire calendar. Now this is really useful when it comes to editing things like the calendar itself, the work week, the weekends, the small calendars. So you won't have to go to each one of these and then change all the elements individually. Okay, and finally let's talk about editing the pictures. You can find the images in the images folder, and here you can find the placeholder for all the 12 calendar pages plus the cover page. I suggest that you let's open the first two. The best way for me to edit this template would be to open the placeholder images, because it gives you a much better control over the images you want to place. Then place your own images here. So I'm just gonna, for example, place this one, scale it, and then I can position it any way I want. Now I can merge these two layers. You can either go to Control E and merge these two, or right click, and here unfortunately you don't see it, it says merge down. The last three elements, the last three are merge down, merge visible, and flatten image. So you can merge down, or you can just simply save it as it is. Now once you have set up all the images the way you want them, and you have finalized your selection for these images, you can just merge them down because the files are going to be smaller and going to take less space. So let me just save this one again. And now that I go back to the InDesign file and go to the links, you're going to see there are this little yellow triangles, and once you hover over them, it's going to say modify, double click to update. So basically what it's telling you is these images have been modified, so can we update them? If you double click on this triangle, it's going to update the image. Or if, let's say, we have worked throughout all of these 13 images, you can select all of them. Now I have two that have changed. Basically select all the images with this yellow triangle, right click, and then update link. And once you do that, it's going to update the links throughout the entire design. The same principle applies for the logo. You can edit the logo placeholder if you're comfortable working with Illustrator files, or you can place your own file there. Now, let me just go back, delete this. I'm just going to save them as they were. So now again, once I go back to the InDesign, it's going to show me that these files have been modified. I'm going to go right click, update link, and it's going to update it the back that it was. The other way of editing the photos, if you don't want to use the links, you can just simply click on the image and then either go to Control D, use Control D on shortcut on your keyboard, or go to File, Place, and then place your own image. Now, if image that you're placing was not the same size as the original image, you'll need to edit it. The easiest way to do that, I'll go to Center the Content, and I'm going to fill frame proportionally. Now once I've done that, when you click on this white circle, you can activate the image and then you can position it any way you want. And that's it. That was it for this tutorial. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions regarding the template or you need any additional help, please don't hesitate to contact me and I'll try to respond as soon as possible. Have a fantastic day and see you soon. Bye.